there was a resignation in his face. We could tell that the day had finally come for him.
The moment in October 2023 when Kym Allen Parsons' violent past finally caught up with him at his family home. For almost 20 years he'd been known only as the bicycle bandit, the man who terrorised bank staff in mainly country towns around Adelaide, on one occasion firing warning shots.
And in quick succession, bang, bang, bang.
His menacing voice also recorded at one of the robberies.
Bring everything out you got in there, put it into screen fast. Everything. Say what you want. You ain't got money. Anyone who wants to pull up will stop.
Rose Linder remembers the immediate fear she felt when she came face to face with Parsons while filling in at the Tanunda Bank SA in April 2006.
I'm going to die. Yeah, he's going to shoot us.
For Rose, it was a life-changing moment. She stayed on at the bank before eventually having to quit.
I was hyper-vigilant. People would come in and they would have beanies on, and I would be mid-serving a customer and drop to the ground and crawl across the bank's floor to safety.
When crimes are unsolved, many victims just feel as though they're suspended in a state of terror and fear, and they can't move past that.
The arrest of the former police officer and long-time firefighter delivering an immediate sense of relief for those he terrorised.
Are you the bicycle bandit?
Excuse me.
In all, Parsons committed 11 armed hold-ups over a 10-year period between 2004 and 2014 and hit the same bank at Mount Pleasant 3 times.
So he had complete disregard for victims. On multiple occasions, he made threats to shoot and kill people inside the bank. There was also instances where there were elderly people and kids inside the bank. He didn't care.
In the end, it was a new investigative tool made famous by the Golden State Killer case that helped police catch the bicycle bandit. They had 2 DNA samples of their offender on file, including one from a getaway bike. With no match to law enforcement databases, police turned to forensic investigative genetic genealogy.
This was the first time that South Australia Police applied the technique to a criminal case.
Forensic investigative genetic genealogy involves DNA being analysed and compared to samples on publicly available genealogy websites such as GEDmatch. In this case, police found a connection linking the DNA left by Kym Parsons to a distant cousin overseas, and from there detectives began working through the family tree until they finally found their match.
Yeah, it's a special moment. It's a culmination of work that, like I said, 200 of our officers have conducted over a 20-year period effectively. But more importantly than that, special as we knew what that would mean to the victims and their families by unmasking Kym Parsons.
At Parsons' home at O'Sullivan's Beach, police found guns and ammunition, including the rifle used in the robberies. With Parsons suffering stage 4 cancer, police moved to fast-track the court process. The 73-year-old eventually accepted his fate and pleaded guilty. He was given a 35-year sentence in order to pay back the $359,000 that he'd stolen. 2 days later, he used the state's voluntary assisted dying laws to end his life.
Regardless of whether he's alive, dead or in jail, I'm not going to get my time back. His court, that's all that concerns me.
The Parsons case, though, has shown the largely untapped potential for this DNA investigative tool.
It's a game-changing technique for law enforcement, and it will be used to solve more cold cases, not only in South Australia but around Australia.
But with public DNA material being accessed in these cases, some are calling for greater scrutiny.
I think there has to be safeguards, both in who collects the data, who retains it and who can release it.
We're working pretty closely with the other states around Australia in applying this technique and devising some best practice guidelines.
For Rose, knowing her tormentor is no longer out there is helping the healing process.
Life's good. I can't change anything that happened, and I can't be upset at myself for how my brain reacted, and it happened. It'll just be with me, and yeah, that's it. It'll be with me.
James Wakelin, ABC News.